Another week, another NFL edition of Hitting the Books for Week 10 sports betting guru, Dane Martinez. He's here to help us break down the best bets. Dane, long time no see. How you doing, man?
Doing well, doing well. As the calendar turns to November, the
Yeah.
New York teams still have games that are important. So who would have bet on that?
Hey, a lot of New York fans are happy about that. Who would have thought that? Games that matter that you can bet on here in the New York area. So very interesting. Now, Dane, one New York team in action this week. That is the New York Giants. They are back off the bye week, and they are finally favorites. 4.5-point faves at home against the Houston Texans. If you like the Texans, the money line is plus 190. The over-under for this one at 41. Dane, are you rolling with the G-Men at home, or does this one feel like a betting trap?
No, I don't think it's a trap. I actually do like the G-Men at home coming off the bye. First thing I'll say is that non-conference road games are tough for any team. Unfamiliar opponents. You've seen what's happened recently with teams like Atlanta and Carolina going up to Cincinnati. Those are always tough spots. These Houston Texans right now are the number one draft pick in next year's draft. They're probably, tanking for guys like Stroud or the quarterback in Alabama, Bryce Young. But I think here it's the good old axiom, style makes fight. The biggest reason I'm going with the Giants is because the Houston Texans are dead last in the NFL when it comes to run defense. They've given up 1,445 yards on the ground so far. And then, of course, we've got Saquon Barkley toting the rock for the G-Men. He is third in the NFL with 779 yards. I think this Giants run game will be able to run through the Houston Texans. Style makes fight. And as it starts to get a little bit chillier here in the Northeast, the run game will matter. I think that's the way to go. I like the Giants laying the points. I'd be interested in Saquon anytime touchdown and even a look at the Saquon rushing props as well. But I think the Giants run all day on this defense and cover the number.
All right, G-Men laying the points. That is Dane's pick right there. We move on to our next game. That would be the 6-2 Buffalo Bills. They're going to look to bounce back after the loss to the New York Jets last Sunday. They are 3-point favorites at home against the 7-1 Minnesota Vikings. So, Dane, what's the best bet for this showdown?
You talk about what happened last week with Josh Allen at the end of the game against the Jets, and that is the key in this one. He has been day-to-day, hasn't really been seen at practice. So I got to tell you, when I look at this spread and I see that it's only 3 points, that's a tell to me if you've ever been playing poker or any kind of cards. And the tell is that Josh Allen actually will not be in this game. If Josh Allen was playing, this spread would be more, in my opinion, like 6.5. So I think this means Josh Allen is not playing, but the Bills also have the number one defense in the NFL, only giving up 14.8 points per game. I talked before about the non-conference road games. That's what Minnesota has. Now, they've been a pretty good 7-1, but it's been weird. They faced a lot of backup quarterbacks, a lot of tight games against teams that are below 500 right now. So I don't know if I trust Minnesota, even against the Case Keenum, to go into Buffalo with Bills Mafia and get the win. I do think it'll be a tight game, and because of that Buffalo Bills defense and maybe a backup quarterback, my best play in this one, honestly, is the under. I've seen the total here at 42.5, and I think this will be more of a kind of punch him in the mouth game, especially if the Bills have to lean on their run game without their MVP candidate at quarterback. Justin Jefferson will be someone to watch on the Minnesota side. He has been absolutely amazing. Check this out, Dex. He's already got 19 games in his first 3 years with over 100 receiving yards. That is tied for the most all time in your first 3 years with Odell Beckham and Randy Moss. And he's still got 2 months to surpass that record. So they've got high octane on the Vikings offense, but that Bills defense, I think, will stifle them just enough. My play is the under 42.5. But to be clear, if later on Saturday or Sunday morning, you see this spread move from 3 to something like 6.5, that's a tell that Josh Allen actually may dress for the Bills on Sunday.
Yeah, so if you like that value, time to get in on that early
For sure.
with the line at 3. Now, last game here, Dane, the Cowboys and the Packers, they're going to battle at Lambeau on Sunday afternoon. Things have not been great for the Pack. We know this losers of 5 straight game, and they're 4-point dogs here. If you've been all in on the Green Bay spiral, is Week 10 a perfect spot to fade the Packers?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes on both counts. One, yes, I have been all in on the spiral of the Green Bay Packers. And yes, I would continue to fade them this week. There is not enough ayahuasca in the rainforest to get Packers fans to RELAX at this point. It just looks different, right? There's nobody that Aaron Rodgers really trusts on the outside. We're going to see no Romeo Dubs, it looks like, in this one, potentially no Aaron Jones either. And this Dallas defense has been strong. They sacked the quarterback the most in the NFL with 33 sacks already. We've seen Aaron Rodgers under pressure. The turnover margin in this game is also huge. Dallas is a +6 in the turnover margin so far this year, whereas Green Bay is -5. So if you're giving Dallas extra possessions, Micah Parsons bringing the heat on Aaron Rodgers, I do not see a way that this Green Bay Packers offense can kind of keep up. And to be honest, I think the crumbling is happening in Green Bay. And you see it with Aaron Rodgers' body language. I honestly believe that Dallas is one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the NFC. They don't get all of the accolades because Philly is still undefeated in that division. But I think Dallas is rolling. And quite frankly, we need to understand that this edition of the Green Bay Packers just aren't that good. Yeah, I'm taking Dallas on the road, laying the points.
There you go. No love for the Pack there. Says to keep fading them. Got to listen to Dane. That is Dane Martinez with the great picks and analysis for NFL Week 10. Dane, always good to talk to you about some NFL betting. Thanks for your time, man.
Anytime.